can only watch it for the first time once. It'll be interesting to see what we catch and what we don't.
Did you ever play the video game Mass Effect?
This is where Babylon 5 is becoming Babylon 5.
That was great. I love that.
100% completely accurate, definitive ranking of Babylon 5.
I love it so much.
We're officially into it, Jeff.
The year is 2025. The name of the podcast, Babylon 5, for the second time.
For the second time. Brent, camera's over here. Am I just doing this?
No.
Or no?
I'm not doing this episode.
Do we have to do this episode?
No, I refuse.
We were texting earlier and you're like, I don't want to watch it. I'm like, I don't want to watch it either, but this is literally our job.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No. Listen, this kid is precious. He is precious.
It's a she.
JMS is a murderer. I'm not doing this episode, Jeffrey Akin. Not going to happen.
Well, what? Can I make a deal with you? 100%. We'll skip the part with the kid.
We can't do that because if we're going to do the show, we got to do the show.
I know. I wasn't going to do it anyway. I was just going to do it enough to get you to come in and start the show. And you'd be like, oh, I want to watch it. This is such a compelling, it is a compelling episode. It's a great episode. I also don't want to watch it either. Can we just Club 65 this thing?
Jeff, we don't talk about Club 65 outside of Club 65. That's the whole point.
Why can't we
For people out there wondering what Club 65 is, we're not going to tell you.
Can't we just do it?
You got to find it on your own.
Just do it.
Here's the thing. If you think you know what it is, then you don't know what it is.
You don't.
If you do know, then you know. And we don't talk about it. We don't tell people. You just got to find it on your own. When you find it, and it's right there to be had by everyone who finds it. So, all right. Well, we'll do the thing. This is Babylon 5 for the second time. And my name is Brent Allen.
It is, and my name's Jeff Akin. This week, Brent, we're going to skip over all the niceties. Let's get right into this one. We're watching Confessions and Lamentations for the second time. I remember thinking this episode was brilliant, masterful, amazing, and I hated it with every single fiber of my being.
Jeff
declared,
No, go ahead.
I declared I would never watch this episode again.
You're a liar because you're about to.
I know. What about you? Are you also a liar?
I don't know. Did I declare that I would never watch this episode again?
You did, yeah.
Then yes, I'm a big fat liar. One nicety we do have to observe: our spoiler warning. For anyone out there who hasn't seen this show for the first time, this is your huge spoiler warning. Anything from any part in the franchise, any point in the series is fair game for Jeff and I to talk about, because this is our second watch, not our first watch. And if you haven't seen this show for the first time, stop this episode right now. You've already been spoiled just a little bit, and go back and watch our spoil-free version of Babylon 5 for the first time, where Jeff and I were completely unspoiled, and you can join us for that as well. That being said, what did I remember about this episode? I hate this episode.
Yeah.
It's also a very good episode. This episode was particularly relevant on our last watch, being that we were in COVID. But JMS kills another kid.
He does.
This is one of those episodes that everybody needs to watch and feel it down in their core to their bones. Now, Jeff, one thing, and you and I were talking about this just a little bit before we came on mic. This episode was very relevant last time because we watched it during the middle of the COVID pandemic.
Yeah, right in the middle of the response.
I mean, we were right in the middle of all of that. This episode just hit hard. You and I are going to make a concerted effort not to rehash all of that old stuff and view this through a 2025. This is when we're recording it, is in 2025. So a few years later, through this lens of our current life and being able to look back at the pandemic and the response to the pandemic and the things that might have been a little overboard, the things that maybe were underboard, the things that were misreported, the things that were reported correctly. We're going to try to look at it through some of those eyes, and really what JMS was trying to say himself the first time around.
And Brent, I went back, I listened to our first time episode, and I'm going to touch on a little bit of some of the diatribes we ran into, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on them. I'm going to kind of just discuss some of the other things we came out of this episode for us. But I said that this is what we thought infection was going to be.
Oh yeah.
But they took it to an entirely new level. But they took it to an entirely new level. And then I said a thing that I thought was great. This episode is a reflection of what happened in the past. It's a retelling of our present, and I am infuriated that this is going to be our future as well.
Yeah.
This episode made me so mad that I was actually aligned with Dr. Franklin. Like, it knocked me that far around. I said exactly. So this episode pissed me off, and it was perfect. You agreed. You said Dr. Franklin was right. In fact, you changed your little name. We used to have little name badges on our video. You changed it to Dr. Franklin was right.
Dr. Franklin was right.
Yep.
Yeah.
You said it was so well done. It hit all the emotional points it was trying to, and it hit them hard. Back on Beam Me Up, a Star Trek podcast, you would often give episodes an AKA. And so you AKA'd this episode as Dr. Franklin's Kobayashi Maru.
Oh, I like that.
We both said that the second we saw that little kid on screen, we knew she was going to die. Like,
is it a she?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure it's a she. We had a cool t-shirt idea in this one. There's this whole thing where Sheridan and Delenn have their third date, and we eat flarn. But
it's that episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we had a t-shirt idea of Eat Like a Minbari.
I like it. We should still do that one.
Yep. We're going to sell our Babylon 5 for the first time diet plan, which was Eat Like a Minbari, and you'll lose all of the pounds.
All of it. Yeah.
And this was peak Minbari episode is what we kind of decided. Minbari lived to serve, and we were really impressed with how this played out. And Delenn, this was just an incredible Delenn episode. We talked quite a bit about that. We also talked quite a bit about the idea of Babylon 5 for the second time.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. Said it'd be incredible to go back, watch all the stuff. We actually talked about it for quite a while, but here we are again. We said, yeah, but we will skip this episode if we do this
we are liars.
For the second time. Time and time again, we are liars, yeah. There's a lot more we talked about on the podcast. If you want to go check it out yourself, I don't know that I've ever been as fired up on a recording as I was in that one. Lots of vim and vinegar coming out of Akin on that one.
Understandable.
We had a lot to say on this one, Brent. I imagine JMS did as well. What did you find?
Yeah, sometimes JMS has a lot to say. Sometimes he doesn't. This one, he had a lot to say.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Buckle in. Fun fact, did you know the word markab is Arabic for the word boat?
I did not know that.
There you go.
And Shwayet Adabi. I understand a little Arabic. I just said a little Arabic. And about Shwayet Adabi. There you go. I understand a little Arabic. Not that.
Sure. Apparently, this episode came out around the time that, you get that like Deep Impact Armageddon phenomenon happening where multiple people produce the same show or the same movie multiple times, right?
Yeah.
Apparently that had happened because Outbreak had come out around the time that this episode aired.
Mm-hmm.
Voyager had done an Outbreak episode, I guess. Trying to remember which one that would have been. Well, the Vidians, they had all their Vidian stuff going on
early.
Maybe that was it. Yeah. He doesn't elaborate. He just said Voyager hadn't aired. ER hadn't said what they were going to do. I guess ER had a big Outbreak episode or something. I never watched ER. But anyway, here's what he says. He says, plague stories are very trendy these days. Somebody had said this to him. And here's his response. Next time I'm going to try to locate every other producer in town and see what they plan to produce so I can plan accordingly.
Smart.
He said, if I had known there'd be such a glut, well, I probably would have done it anyway. Also, he said, the use of the markabs was definitely not a reference to Scientology in any way, shape, or form. Absolutely, positively, no Scientology link or reference in the name Markab. I find the organization generally abhorrent.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I had no idea that Scientologists use an alien group called Markab, and frankly, I would have changed it had I known.
Yeah, I had no idea of that either.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Jeff, I have a question. What do you think the general response by the public to this episode was?
I am not going to answer that question because I know the answer to it, but you would think there'd be a lot of outrage around this one.
There would, but interestingly enough, after this episode had aired, they didn't receive a single negative response, which tended to be the case with nearly all of the episodes that they produced that touched on controversial subjects.
That's wild.
Lots of positive responses from every side of the political spectrum, not a lot of negative feedback, if any. And in retrospect, I think this was due to the fact that we went out of our way to be even-handed, respectful, and fair in our storytelling, he says, which reinforces my theory that American audiences don't need to be coddled or written down to or protected from controversial subjects. They just need to know that the issues are being treated honestly. Flippin' men.
Agreed. Yeah.
Jeff, were we negative in our response?
No,
I don't want to, and I don't want anything to come off. It's not that this is, I will repeat, this is not a bad episode. This is a good episode. Everybody should watch it.
Oh yeah.
This is an important episode. It's just heavy.
We were negative towards culture and society. We loved the artistry and the storytelling of this episode.
Great. I like that. Apparently there were some folks saying that what this was talking about, what this episode was a response to, was the idea that the Marcabs, I guess, are a substitute for Americans in this way.
Okay.
And so what we were saying was, or what JMS was trying, what they were saying that JMS was trying to say was that Americans were saying that AIDS was from God, was a punishment from God.
Yeah, we heard that. I remember hearing that as a kid.
JMS says, nay, it's not AIDS. It's the Black Death. Because people in history did say that the Black Death was a punishment from God. That's what I was talking about, not AIDS. Stop letting your modern interpretation of stuff color history.
Ooh.
This is nothing to do with that over there.
Wow.
Turns out you interpreted that on top of something that I did. It's not what I said. Don't hold me accountable or liable for what you misinterpreted me to say. Man, I wish I would have had this about 3 months ago.
Oh, yeah. That would be good.
Really
Also, like, isn't that a thing? Like, all the big plagues of time, all the big diseases we found a way to say is a punishment from God.
Well, I mean, isn't anything from God, honestly, when you can't explain it?
Yeah, and it doesn't always seem to be a punishment.
A lot of times.
Well,
that's how you explain the bad stuff, because it couldn't possibly be that we were
exactly
bad or caused it ourselves.
It's out of our hands. Right? It's just happening to us.
Yeah. Jeff, did you know that they had a medical advisor on the show?
No.
They did. His name was Tom. And Tom, his main comment on this episode was that there's a notion that a virus can't pass from one species to another. And his comment was, well, we have yet to contact one single other alien life form to even make this analysis. We don't know for a fact that their biology would be radically different than our own. Until we actually make contact, it's just as likely as it is not.
That's pretty fair. Which
is basically the Schrodinger's cat of disease spreading through multiple species.
Uh-huh.
I like this. He says, this episode on one level indicates that we really are crazy over here at Babylon 5. Here, we developed this race for nearly 2 years. We developed their culture. We mentioned them prominently in the last episode. Talked about them a lot. We had them speak before the full council in the Long Dark. We spent substantial amounts of money making them the single biggest alien group that they've got, like in costumes and makeup, right? Said some of the group shots had 40 or 50 or more Marcabs, all in full prosthetics and costumes. And now, never to be seen again.
That's so hilarious, because in our episode, at one point you're like, hey, I might have missed something. But like, did they just make these people up for this episode? I've never seen them before once. And I was like, dude, last week, all the way back, they've spoken for the league. They've done all these things. Like, yeah, never seen them
before. Did we know that their name was Marcab?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
See, even at this point, I'm sure we said Marcab last week.
I think so, yeah. But they've been mentioned.
They probably have.
Kind of a big deal.
I know that now. And you know what? Now that I know what they are, like, I've been able to point them out on the second watch. Because like Drazi, the Brakiri, the Marcab.
Yep. Game.
I even remember Fish Lady. Oh, the game? Yeah, the game. Yeah.
And
I
Fish
remember
Lady.
The Fish Face Lady from the first one. So I don't even know the name of their species, but whatever. What is it, Jeff?
It's like Abba something or whatever.
Nope, you fail. You fail.
Because right?
No, I don't. You just can't rattle it off.
Yeah,
if you would have said anything with confidence, I'd have been like, okay, cool.
Right.
I have no idea. You could have lied me.
I was going to call them Abadosians, but that's a whole different series.
That one I would have said no. Last week I would have said no. He actually spoke to somebody at the CDC about this episode and said, actually, hypothetically speaking, the sudden eruption of a disease like this is possible. However, it likely depends on various circumstances. A particularly aggressive disease could perform very much like what is described in this episode.
Look at that. Okay.
I don't think that this is hypothetical.
Yeah.
It was real life.
And probably has been a couple of times through history. And
I'm not just to be clear, I'm not talking about the measles right now.
But you could be.
Could be.
Could be talking about smallpox.
Yeah, but
all kinds of things.
They didn't erupt like this disease. Even they haven't erupted like this disease did. Anyway, hey, Katerina.
That was close, by the
JMS,
way. Brent. Nia got us in the chat. It's the Abai. I was close. I almost rattled it off. So
yeah, you still failed.
80%.
They joked a few times about having a mass burial for the Marcab and all of their prosthetics behind the studio.
But it's probably their like environmental person who's like, yeah, no, we can't do that.
I wish they hadn't joked. All right, I got one more, and then I've got a couple that we'll talk about during the episode.
Okay.
This last one, JMS simply says this: anytime there's a big disease, we, the collective we, get stupid. The same exact thing happened with the Black Plague, as was mentioned in the episode. Instead of blaming gays, the leaders of the time blamed the Jews and the lepers. The whole point of this episode is to drop politics and scapegoating, whichever disease happens to be next. There is always a next. Focus on the problem, the disease.
I read.
Stop blaming the blame.
I read that during the Black Plague, people thought it was cats. Cats had something to do with it, and so they were killing.
Cats did have something to do with it.
Yeah, they were actually killing the rats that were actually spreading the disease.
Yeah,
but people were killing the cats.
Right.
Thinking it was that, so they were actually contributing to the spread.
Yes.
Yeah, just...
Do you remember what it actually was? It was fleas.
Oh, okay.
It was fleas that were on rats. And so when they started killing the cats, the rats started taking over, and the fleas took over as well, and they started biting people, and that's how it spread the Black Plague.
Look at that.
But because they went, it's cats, we're going to kill the cats.
There was an old lady who swallowed a flea.
Wow, there you go.
You go like that. What do you say we watch this thing?
No.
Yeah, it's okay to say no. I was going to be like, what do you say watch it? Well, it's not.
Right. Fine, I guess we have to.
Let's put on our professionalisms and let's do this thing. If you are joining us for the very first time, I have no idea what in the actual thinking watching this one first. Wow. But every episode is probably somebody's first. So, hey, welcome. This is what's about to happen. Brent.
Stop. Let me clarify. If this is your first time watching, this is just a really hard episode to watch. We have 40 other episodes already on deck. You guys can go back and watch. Yeah. There's also 111 of the first time watch that we did. Okay. So listen, any of those other ones would be probably a better first watch rather than this one, maybe with the exception of Late Delivery from Avalon. Stay away from that one.
Yeah, just don't watch it at all. It's not worth it.
Also, don't watch Sleeping in Light if this is your first one either. Don't go there. You haven't earned it yet. It's not for you. Carry on, Jeff.
So Brent is going to begrudgingly pull the episode up. We're going to watch it. We'll talk about it probably during the episode, react to it, whatever. We will chop that bad boy up, put it onto YouTube and a reaction video style sort of a thing. If you want to see the full and unedited version, that's going to be like, I don't know why you would, but if you did, you know what? You can go watch it at our Patreon page. There's a ton of other really cool stuff there. Like,
you can watch all the other stuff.
Exactly. There's so much else there you can watch. I love how we're just actively telling people to stop watching this show. But
this is a good episode, and if you haven't seen it, you need to see this episode.
Agreed.
This is a must-watch for life. It's just hard.
We have just put our proverbial bunny suits on and are about to step into this thing. If you want to see the full and unedited version of that, it's at our Patreon page, patreon.com/badnerds.
And if you're listening to us on the audio podcasting app, and you're still with us at this point, hey, listen, you're going to catch all that audio from the YouTube. Jeff and I are really we're promising and we're doing our best not to crap on this episode. I think it's just the dread of knowing where this episode's going.
Yeah, it's that whole
the kid.
It's like you go in for surgery and you're like, it's going to be so great. I'm going to be so healthy and good afterwards, but I don't want to go through the surgery. I want to go to heaven so badly. I don't want to die.
Let this cup pass from me.
Yes, exactly.
But nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done. Fine, your will be done, folks. We shall watch Confessions and Lamentations.
I thought Zeta Squadron was on break.
It is, but some time ago, Keffer saw or thought he saw something in hyperspace. A ship of some kind. Unknown configuration. So he's been spending some of his free time looking for it.
Yeah, it was like almost 3 months ago that happened.
Tell Lieutenant Keffer to...
So he's on his free time and he can take a Starfury out at will?
Why not? His fighter is to be recharged and ready to go within the hour.
Yes, sir.
You could have just accepted.
That doesn't seem like a good use of station resources, you know?
Maybe he has to pay for the fuel or something.
Station policy. All deaths have to be verified by station personnel in cases of death by natural causes.
His family is quite content with my diagnosis. One might only wish that you would extend me the same courtesy. We do have.
I wonder who this actor is, because he's really good.
Kind, you know.
Brought that up in the council chambers chat earlier.
Look, Lazarin, this is not about courtesy. It's not about respect.
The ombudsman from season 1.
Oh, is it really? Interesting.
I think I may faint.
Nevertheless, this is the 4th dead Marcab in 3 days. All by natural causes. Now, statistically, this is way out of proportion.
Stephen, surely you're not suggesting foul play.
I'm not suggesting anything. I just want more information. Pending any other findings, I'll formally accept your certificate of death. However, I do reserve the right to run a few tests just to be sure.
This is a really intentional scene, him blowing out multiple candles. JMS talks about how he uses light and candles specifically to talk about life and goodness and things like that. So him blowing out multiple candles was, hey, this isn't over yet.
Okay. I would have just assumed life is being extinguished.
That too.
Foreshadowing of the end of the show.
The Cartier is a civilian transporter, left the Marcab homeworld 9 days ago. I've linked her homing beacon onto your scanners, so you shouldn't have a hard time finding her. Just one more thing. The captain wants a moratorium on your little expeditions into hyperspace.
Come on, Commander, it's on my own time.
That's not the issue. Things are getting a little nuts around here right now. You should know that better than anyone else.
But there's something out there.
Yes, there is. There's something out there. There's also something in here. The something in here is me giving you a direct order.
Commander,
If there's some part of that sentence that you don't understand, Lieutenant, I'd be happy to explain it to you over the next 4 months. We'll be watching Zeta Squadron go on missions without you.
Understood. We'll be back in a few hours.
Yeah.
I love how she just like literally was like, there's some existential threat out there in hyperspace. There's also me.
After you treated me to human-style food, it seemed only fair to return.
Human-style food.
And here spent the last 2 days preparing the meal.
Throwback.
Registering no life signs aboard the target vessel.
They did.
Check again. There are supposed to be over 200 Marcabs on board that thing.
Confirmed. Detecting 200 life forms.
But you said
no life signs.
Forms, but not life signs.
You can see the math like going across the screen.
They're all dead?
But they're gonna. Oh.
I would not have made that connection. You said life form, not life signs, and I wouldn't have said it out loud like that. It'd just been like,
he just has to. He's an external processor.
Is there a problem? I don't know.
Dude, watch Richard Biggs act his butt off in this episode.
To his credit, he acts his butt off all the time.
He really does, but this particular episode,
Babylon Control, go ahead, Zeta.
I remember being
We're
very
bringing the
impressed.
transport in for inspection. Recommend full medical team. And you better let the captain know. I got an ugly feeling about this.
All right, Luke.
I'm supposed to let the captain know you have an ugly feeling? Or...
Well, this ship was found floating dead in space. Now, we have to have...
We have a right to privacy.
You mean the right to hide the truth? What the hell did you think you were doing? You don't want us to board that ship because you suspect the same thing that I do.
Which is?
We've had 4 dead Marcab in the past 3 days. Dr. Lazarin has certified them all death by natural causes. Nothing jumped out about them in a cursory autopsy, so I let it go. But I just finished a more detailed examination of the bodies. We're all killed by some kind of plague or infectious disease that was brought onto the station by your people. Now, I want to know how terminal and how contagious.
I feel like calling it a plague
terminal
right now is a little premature until he said that.
100% contagious.
You know, in this series, we saw Gropos a couple of weeks ago, and it made a big scene of showing the Gropos who had been killed in war. This is another scene we see quite a bit in drama and sci-fi and stuff whenever there's war, right? Just this is the cost of war. I'm really struck in this moment that no one here fought anything. This is just the natural course of a disease, and it's just laying people out like this. It's a pretty powerful scene, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Lazarin, you are a doctor. You know as well as I do that diseases, they can go dormant for years or centuries. They can
See, I'm telling you, they're dormant.
Come back at you out of nowhere. Now, why weren't preparations made?
Over time, it became more than just a disease. It became, I don't know, a legend, a specter, used to frighten children into behaving. Be good, or the Dark Angel will bring you the curse of Draffa.
That is messed up.
Only the immoral would ever
be good, or you will die a horrible death.
Right?
Brought upon you by the gods.
First new case of Draffa was detected nearly a year ago. The family was so scandalized by it that they lied about what killed him. By then, several of them had become infected, but because they believed that they were moral, they were sure they would not be touched. So they started to go out amongst the people. The disease began to spread. Each new infection was accompanied by silence and fear and the assumption that they were immune.
Look, if you knew about this a year ago, why didn't you come to me? Why did you try to block our examination of the ship? We could have helped.
Because I was forbidden. Because we were ordered to remain silent. Our leaders were afraid the people would take the disease as a sign from the gods that we had fallen from grace. They were afraid they would be voted out for attacking the public good. They were afraid.
Afraid they would be voted out.
I have so much I could say. I'm not going to right now.
This is all I'll say. Anytime you choose votes over a life, you've made the wrong choice.
Some of us have been working to find a cure. Without enough money or resources, they don't even want to talk about it, as if the very subject makes them dirty.
In all the work you've done, is there any indication as to whether or not the disease is infectious beyond your own species?
I don't know.
I love that Franklin immediately goes big picture.
Gods forgive me. I do not know.
Shame. Dude, shame. Imagine a world without shame. That's all this is. You can dress it up and call it religion or whatever, but ultimately they assigned shame to this disease, and hundreds of years later, it's still pervasive to the point that, well, we better just keep our mouths shut and let these people die, because I mean, it'd be shameful if anyone knew this was happening.
Well, and you know who acts like that? Young teenagers. Because for them, what other people think of them is
everything
of the ultimate importance at that particular phase of their life. Turns out that sticks with people as they get older.
Yeah.
Also, these are the things where I'm very much reminded of a great line from just the seminal cultural touchstone film, Men in Black.
Okay.
The individual is smart. The individual can handle it. But people are dumb, stupid, and arrogant.
So true. So true.
Buddy, baby.
Right. Immediately we're like, oh, that's going to die.
Look at cute chubby cheeks. I just want to baby.
First off, why is this kid just walking around Babylon 5 on their own? What about shame? Where are that kid's parents?
Jeff, this is the mid-90s. What were kids this age doing in the mid-90s?
Yeah.
You are very late for food, and she is very upset.
Yeah, they were doing exactly this, actually.
Home at once. Papa? Papa, wake up.
Yeah, Papa don't preach no more.
Gunk.
The next 24 hours are absolutely critical if we're going to control the spread of this disease. Dr. Lazarin says the incubation period can last several weeks or just a few days. Until then, it's absolutely invisible. Once symptoms appear,
That
the patient
sounds familiar.
expires inside 24 hours.
And there's no cure?
No, not yet. Now, the problem is, between the time the disease shows up...
You know what I love?
Termination.
I love Franklin's chutzpah.
Yeah.
I love his confidence there. There's no cure? Nope, not yet.
Right? We're working on it.
But I'm on the case now.
One of the things we talked about in the first time was how so many of the things that we despised about Dr. Franklin uniquely qualified him to just rock it in this position. You know, oh, I'm going to do it. I've got this. Hey, no, just shut up and listen to me. Those are things we would deride him for all the time. But in this situation, it's exactly what you need. Go Franklin.
Yeah.
If it's airborne, given that all the air in here is recycled, the entire station might be infected.
Recycled and filtered?
Yeah, but it's not filtered to a level to stop a virus necessarily.
Why?
Doctor, it's your journey.
No. You go into a hospital, do you know what kind of air is filtered through a hospital? It's the cleanest air you're ever going to breathe. Ever. What kind of air you got filtering around on a submarine, Jeff?
Some of the cleanest you'll ever breathe. Scrubbed with amine, actually.
Okay. You're telling me on a space station with all the stuff that they have, they're not scrubbing those air filters? What kind of air do you think they're breathing on the International Space Station right now? What kind of air do they breathe in any space shuttle out there?
What kind of air do you think they're breathing in brown sector? They're not cleaning that air.
The stuff that's going into the filters and coming out, probably they are.
You get to blue sector, something like that. That's fully filtered as it comes out. It's expensive to clean air like that. You got a station that big?
Yeah, and if not, then you're in a petri dish. You don't have the dilution of outside. So
this is an outrage. I will not have my people treated in this fashion. Poked, prodded, accused.
Ambassador Fischler.
You are spreading hysteria and fear about my people that is totally unwarranted. On top of that, You're disgracing good and decent people by implying they're unclean, immoral.
No one said anything of the kind.
Absolute implication. How do I know this isn't a conspiracy on the part of your world to destroy my people?
Okay, here we go. Let's say this for what it is. Truth be told, this has nothing to do with implying that you're immoral, replying that you're unworthy, with implying any of that. You know what this has to do with? I don't wanna.
Yeah, exactly.
How do I know you're not going to try to take over my world? Oh, I'm sorry. How do I know you're not going to take all my money? How do I know that you're not going to try to tell me to do something that I don't want to do?
That's the thing. How are you going to?
It's really just that.
Are you going to make me uncomfortable?
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah. It's really just that.
But I wanted to warn you. The disease may be spreading into the general population.
We are the pure. If we believe, then the dark angel of Drafa will pass over.
Part of me wants to be like, there's no way in the 23rd century people would be buying this stuff. But I would have also said the same thing about the 21st.
So here's the thing. You have a few leaders of the Marcab who are making a big stink about this. Mm-hmm. And the rest are just people.
Just following along.
They're just listening like that little kid. Hey, I guess this is where I'm supposed to go now. Oh yeah, you guys, and hey, it tickles my ears that they're being whatever. So yeah, let's go. Yep. Let's go. And some of them are regular people getting riled up because it's you find that rallying point, right? That like it's the politician thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rally you up. We watched this in Stargate, exactly like with the witch burning episode, if you remember that one, right? I'm gonna get you riled up. Everybody's gonna follow me. That's all this is. That's all it was. It's all that we witnessed in real time.
I have the most experience with the disease. I will go into the isolab and perform the autopsy.
Dr. Lazarin,
And once finished, I will stay inside. The isolab is hermetically sealed. If I am contaminated, it will not get through the airlock. It will give me a chance to do some good, Stephen. Give me that much.
I love this and this guy. Mm-hmm. Especially because he definitely held on to part of the legend and the mythology around everything.
Right.
But through reality, he's like, yeah, it's wrong. And I want to be part of the solution.
Let's get to work, shall we?
And we've had 3
and
more.
Franklin looking at him with admiration. That was...
It's getting ugly out there.
That was hero level stuff.
Some of the more extreme human and alien
he made the choices
they found a solution to the problem.
To make him a hero.
Wipe out the Marcabs, you wipe out the problem.
Seems we've heard that before. How's their quarantine going?
Well, 4,000 out of the estimated 5,000 resident Marcabs have entered the isolation zone. The rest of them either haven't been found yet or they're hiding, afraid to take the trip, which of course puts them in danger if they're found by the others.
It's so ridiculous. This happens in real life too. Oh my gosh, there's this disease, and I'm scared of this disease, so I'm going to go beat up the people who get the disease.
Well, but that's the whole point of this deal. It's scapegoating. Oh, it's that country over there. Oh, it's those people in a lab over there. Oh, it's that monkey over there. Oh, it's the cats over here. Oh, it's and we have to find somebody to blame, because if we take out the person to blame, then it's not going to be an issue anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
I think there's 2 core things. People are afraid and they want to feel like they're doing something. Those 2 things put together don't lead to anything good. And real leadership is addressing those, right? Hey, I understand you're afraid. This is what we have going on. This, that, and the other. You want to do something? Stay home. Do whatever. Give them something to do. You want to do something? Go boil water and move it from here to there. Whatever. But as long as people have some reassurance and feel that they're contributing, I think that really would minimize so much of just the mob mentality.
But you're still telling me what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're costing me money. And I don't want to stay here, and I don't want to do that.
Well, I think that
I don't want to wear this thing, and I don't want to wash my hands when I go to the bathroom, and I don't want to not touch my face, and I don't want to. And it's honestly just about what I don't want to do. And by the way, I don't believe you because I don't trust you, and I don't think this is that big of a deal. And here's all the stuff that I can come up with that's going to justify that thing, even though it's really bad science and it's really ignoring everything. But I don't trust the people anyway, so...
But I trust them with this other stuff, but not this, but this one. And yeah, we talk about this in detail in our first time discussion.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying not to rehash it, Jeff.
I know, but it's right there. It's hard not to.
I live in this freaking world, though.
What can I do for you?
This is frontline stuff for me.
Yeah.
I would like to make a request.
Ambassador, we can't let anyone off this station.
I would like to be allowed into the isolation zone. I've spoken with Ambassador Fashar, and he's willing to allow us entry.
Why?
They're in pain. frightened, dying. Minbaria taught that at such a time, the afflicted should be ministered to, comforted.
They're not your own people, Delenn.
I didn't know that similarity was required for the exercise of compassion.
So good.
They are afraid.
So good.
We wish to do what little we can.
We?
Lanier has asked to accompany me.
Delenn, I cannot allow this.
I understand the risk, Captain. If the disease is limited only to the markup, we should do all we can. But if it's not, then we must give comfort. Because very soon, we will require it ourselves.
You will be exposing yourself to massive contamination. If I let you into that isolation zone, I can't let you out again.
I know.
I'll tell security to let you through.
Thank you.
Oh, look at that. And the music underneath.
All life is transitory. If I don't see you again here, I will see you in a little while. In the place where no shadows fall.
Delenn, when I do see you again, call me John.
Aw. I like what he said.
When I do.
When I do see you again.
What I love, this is Delenn at her best. Not Delenn full of bravado and yelling and getting big, but Delenn truly speaking from her heart. And what I especially love about this for her and Lanier, we've talked about it before in other contexts, and Deep Space Nine said it so well. It's easy to be a saint in paradise. Right. You can have highfalutin values and all this kind of stuff when it's easy. It's super. Life's good, and I believe these things. It's when it gets hard that it matters. And without hesitation, Delenn was like, this is what I have to go do. Like, truly living her values in that.
Yeah, people are in pain, people are hurting, and they need to be comforted.
Let me go do it.
That's what I'm here for.
What would be amazing, and I know the logistics of television would make this really hard, but it would be great if she said, we want to do this, and he's like, we? She's like, yeah, me and all of the other Minbari on this station. Like, if it was this, like, unifying moment. But it's almost more powerful also that it's Delenn, right? Like, she's the one.
And Lanier's going to go with her.
Of course.
You know, actually, this would be a real cool thing if this is something that helped get Delenn back in the good graces of Minbari society, or at least her Thane, or her
clan,
little smaller group, her clan. Yeah.
What did you do, huh? Why did you bring this here? You messed me up. You messed us all up. Hey, leave alone.
Don't.
What do you want, his side, huh? Shut up.
Come on, get out. Get out of here. Maybe I'll let you leave with your ribs.
If there is no side, you ignorant.
I was gonna say that's the deal.
Yeah.
It's not me versus him. That's the thing. It's never a me versus him.
Wait.
We're all in the same boat together.
I love this scene so much because Garibaldi had that moment of pause. I could get in, but he did it. Garibaldi doing it too. But yeah, I'm sorry I interrupted you. What you're saying is so dead on.
And everyone's looking for someone to blame.
That does seem to be the rule, doesn't it? Analyze the problem, choose whichever strategy makes least sense, and then do it.
Wow.
There it is, right there.
Yep.
I'm dizzy. Seems to confirm it. I felt my throat sore a few minutes ago. Stephen, you wanted to examine someone in the early stages of the infection. I think you should run some tests.
Yeah, this is so great of him.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the difference. I may have kind of, the reason that people do is because I don't want to. Let's boil it down even further. Okay. You know the real reason why the Marcab don't want to do this kind of stuff? You know the real reason why people don't want to put on masks or do the things that actually prevent the spread of disease? Okay. Because they're being selfish.
Mm-hmm.
They're only thinking about themselves. That's the bottom line. They're only thinking about themselves. Now, how that plays out is, I don't want it, right?
Yeah.
They're only thinking about themselves. What's great about the doctor, and I bring that up right here because what the doctor just did is he got outside of himself and what he wanted. And he wasn't thinking about him. He was thinking about conquering the disease. How do we get through this? Crap, I'm here. I'm now the best example of this. His mind was bigger than me, than my thing. In what I want to do.
In the first time discussion, I told this story, and I'll tell a shorter version of it, but there was a Catholic priest who in the early days of COVID said, we're all doomed to die. You know, because we thought that was going to, COVID, if you got it, we thought you were dead, for a while. But this priest said, we're all doomed to die because of that exact reason. In order for this disease to be stopped, we have to think about others. But in our culture, that's not possible. We only think of ourselves, and thinking of ourselves will doom us as a society.
Well, to that, there was a whole ad campaign in Norway, maybe Switzerland, one of those European countries. And the ad campaign, I thought it was brilliant, was I wear my mask for you, you wear your mask for me.
That's it.
And again, I go back to, there's even been a little bit of chatter in our council chambers over here. And I'll point to the mask and people say, it doesn't stop, whatever. Okay, you're right. The fibers don't stop teeny tiny viruses from going through, but you know what they do stop? They stop the air, the molecule, the wet stuff that's spewing out of your mouth, which the virus rides on. Okay, from getting airborne. The idea of wearing a mask is not to protect you. The idea of wearing a mask is to keep your stuff to you and not let it get spread out. It's not about filtering stuff out. It's about keeping stuff in and keeping your disease here.
But Brent, it makes my glasses fog up and it's hard to breathe and uncomfortable on my nose. I don't want to feel that.
Because it's about you. Mm-hmm. Sure, because it's about you. But again, I wear my mask for you. You wear your mask for me. We do it for others. And again, the difference here is, what am I concerned about? Am I concerned about me, or I'm concerned about we? It's ultimately the difference. Mm-hmm. And I'll fully recognize whichever side of this you're going to be on, you'll go find somebody with some letters after their name to make you feel better about what you want to do.
Yep.
It's not going to solve it's not going to solve the problem. It's not going to cure the disease. The best thing you can do at that point, if you're on the other side, is just deny that the disease is a thing in the first place.
Just ignore it altogether. It's not a thing.
It's not a thing. It's no worse than the flu. This isn't really happening.
Michael makes a great point. The glasses fogging up thing is very annoying.
Absolutely it is.
And we can cope.
Are you all right?
It absolutely is.
Find my
No
mama.
doubt. And we will find her for you. Lanier.
Ben is absolutely right.
Lanier.
It's not something we do in the West, but it's very common in Eastern countries. When I lived in Asia, people masked all the time.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little scratchy.
When they masked? When they felt bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. When you feel bad, you mask.
Faith manages. What is
Love
your
the
name?
phrase.
Mama.
Mama.
Faith manages.
Sometimes the test is not to find the answer, it's to see how you react when you realize there is no answer.
Dr. Franklin's Kobayashi Maru.
Doctor, we just got the results of the Buckner autopsy. It's the plague. It jumped species.
Oh, that's a good stinger right there.
Sims down to MedLab 2, you take apart that Pakmara inch by inch. There's got to be a reason why they fell sick before the humans or the Narns or anybody else. Now, that similarity may be what we need to crack this thing. Now, go, move.
Don't you understand what this means?
It means we have more information than we had 5 minutes ago. And if we're going to beat this thing, we need all the information we can get. Now, I want a complete biogenic comparison of these two groups in an hour, or by God, you're going to have something the hell of a lot worse than the plague to worry about. Now, move!
I appreciate this with Franklin because, this means we could have you'd have it whether we knew this or not. That's irrelevant.
Oh, not yet.
I was worried about you.
Faith manages.
Yeah, there's yeah, and she knows what's up.
Reaction.
Listen, JMS does this for
Just
the gut punch.
RNA sequence to match level 1 codes.
Negative.
And the gut punch is the kid.
Yeah.
He uses the kid to perfection.
Cross-analyze Markab yellow blood cells with Pakmara green cells.
You know what's great about this? He makes you care, and you care because you care about the kid.
Yeah.
Save your strength, Lazarus.
This is what
Yellow
good storytelling
cells.
does.
Could be.
Could be what?
Could be. I'm sorry, old friend.
No, stop saying that.
I don't think
Just,
I can stay in
just don't say the finish your sentence.
Right.
Will you give my love to
Lazarus.
You see all the things in the background fade away? All the bio readings? Yeah.
Like
Let it out.
Richard, you get one take.
The console in the back, I'll get all shaky.
Yep.
Like, these things are made out of cardboard, man.
Cross-analysis between Markab yellow cells and Pakmara green cells complete. Match found.
Show me. The risk is confined to those races that use specialized cells to manufacture the chemicals used in neural relays. In the Markabs, the chemical is produced by the yellow cells. In the Pakmara, it's the green cells. Now, those are the ones targeted by the disease. Now, fortunately, our bodies don't work that way. Given a chance, the disease could mutate into something that could affect us all if we don't.
There it is.
Yep.
So what do we do? Well, we can't destroy the disease, but we can artificially stimulate yellow and green cell production with a series of regular injections. Now, those who receive the injections, over time, will produce stronger cells that are capable of withstanding the disease. All my data shows it should work.
Should.
So basically training the body to be able to fight against the foreign
I've prepared
substance
enough for
or
500
object.
doses to start, but we will have to hurry.
Isn't that, Brent, isn't that how a vaccine works?
Yes. Vaccines don't stop you from getting the disease. They just teach your body how to deal with it when it comes in contact with it.
Open it up.
Lanier, is there anyone? Anyone at all?
No. No one.
I wonder if Lanier, if Bill Mumy has like artificial tear ducts running underneath his makeup and he can like squeeze more water out.
John.
I can't cry on command. I've tried.
No?
I'm not good at it. Yeah, Ben's right. Christopher Franke deserves so much credit for scoring this scene and making it feel as impactful as it is.
So heavy. I remember a couple episodes back, I think it might have been Shadows Doom. Sheridan was like, I refuse to let those Narn die cold and alone.
Mhm.
Right. And he's like, we'll triage what we can. So even if they're going to die, they'll be with somebody. What I want to believe, if I were in a situation like that, we're all sick, we know what's coming. I would want there to be someone or some reason to sit down and just like, can you make this normal? Like let's tell some stories. Let's play a game. Let's something. And so like what I want to play in my head is before that was Delenn and Lanier kind of pulling everyone together and like asking them to tell their stories or sing a song or something like that. And just letting them kind of relive those moments. And then slowly people would, they start dropping off, and she kind of recentered people on the moment so they could go out, just doing something and I think when I imagine that, like we always think of the best Delenn moment, being, you're in front of me, the dude's behind me and rah. I think her surrounded by those Markab and having them tell stories and sing songs is the best Delenn ever.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, anytime this Delenn is on camera, the "We Are Stardust" speech.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we love the that you just referenced.
Yeah,
but it's unfortunate we don't get this a lot post season 3.
You're right.
And it's the fair criticism that you levied against Delenn and the treatment of her character that she really just sort of became the side piece. What I'm really interested, Jeff, is to see as we go through our rewatch here, are we right about that?
Right.
Or actually, is there really more Golden Delenn that we just missed the first time around because we were so focused on other stuff? And I don't know. It's possible that it's there that we just didn't see it. Yeah, Delenn doing stuff for other folks. This is it. And I'm not talking about staying inside the Star Wheel and putting one over on Naroon and all that kind of stuff. Like
it's this what makes it so amazing is we never see it. Yeah. And I think that's a thing for us as humans. When you can do the things that no one will ever see and no one will ever know about, those are the things that really move the needle, that really matter.
Yep.
Hey, what do you call 2 billion dead Markabs? Planetary redecorating.
News.
News gives me the creeps. I heard it was the Vorlons that poisoned that place. You know how they are.
More scapegoating.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing changes.
Nope. I think that might be the message of this whole thing.
Nothing
changes. This happened back during the Black Plague. It happened during the Spanish flu. It happened during COVID. It will happen in the future.
Yep. Time and time again.
This is just how it is and how dumb things are. Jeff.
Brent.
We just finished Confessions and Lamentations for the second time.
We did.
Honestly, hopefully for the last time.
Yeah.
I will stand by my original statement. This is an episode everybody needs to see. This is a must-watched episode for life. in every language, in every culture, everywhere around the world. This is a very important episode that touches everyone, regardless of creed or politic, regardless of which side of the line you're born on, regardless of socioeconomic status. It's an episode everybody should watch. Ultimately, it comes down to me versus we.
When we watched this the first time, we were very angry. And a lot of that anger stemmed from where we were in time. And there's a lot to be angry about. We said at the end, Dr. Franklin encapsulated it perfectly. Nothing changes. Like we talk about all the time, we study history so that we don't repeat it. But damn it, we repeat it all the time, over and over again. And I think when we watched it the first time, I know for me, I can say I was hit so heavily by that. It was demoralizing and it just was gross and it felt awful. And it feels that way in this moment. But on this watch, I'm choosing to focus on Delenn and choosing to focus on Lanier, that even when everything is lost, there is a way to handle it with grace, compassion, caring, and love. She made a difference for those 4,000. She's in that room with 4,000 Marcab, and she made a difference for every single one of them.
Yeah.
I am clinging to
at
that
peril
hope.
to her own self.
And in no regard. It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
This could cost me my life, and I don't even care.
Jeff, you know what? You remember the episode of Stargate? Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen Stargate. Remember the episode of Stargate? It was the episode we met Cassandra.
Mm-hmm.
First season. They think she's a bomb.
Right.
They know she's a bomb. And so what do? They take her down to the bunker and they put her in the bunker, and Sam's supposed to leave her there by herself to explode.
Yep. Minimize all the destruction and death.
Sam refuses to. She shuts the door on herself, locking her in with this ticking time bomb that is Cassandra. And then Cassandra doesn't go boom. I mean, she Y2Ks this thing. All hype, no bang. Right? And they pull Sam out at the end, and she goes, I don't know, sir. I just knew she wasn't going to explode. And they take all the teeth out of her sacrifice there in that moment.
Yep.
The way they handled this one with Delenn is how they should have handled that with Sam. Delenn didn't know.
Yeah. No idea.
No idea. She did it anyway.
Didn't even hesitate.
As far as Delenn knew, she was going to get it and she was going to go too. And this was how she chose to go. That's what should have happened with Sam. As far as Sam knew, this is how she was going to go. But she was going to go out being with that little girl and helping that little girl through these final moments of her life. And that was the best mark of her life. That's what happened here with Delenn. It just so happens that the Minbari are not affected by this particular disease.
Yeah.
And so she made it through.
And also they probably didn't even know that for sure until Dr. Franklin told them. There's probably that moment of maybe it's just slower for us, or whatever. But she didn't hesitate at all. And when they're in there, they were doing good work and making a difference for people. Mr. Rogers, right? Mr. Rogers has that saying, look for the helpers. When tragedy happens and things, look for the helpers. And like, I'm just, I don't know what, maybe it's just because of where I'm at in life or whatever. But in fact, the question I'm asked, and I'm sure you are asked at times, is how could you believe in God? Why do you believe in, why are you religious? Because of the helpers, because of the Delenns and the Laniers. If there was no God, if there was nothing, when a tragedy happened, it would just be a tragedy. But from those things, flowers sprout. Amazing people come forward. We see the best in those worst times. Here, Delenn was the best. And so I'm choosing to look at this whole thing in the terms of we're going to have so much more bad stuff happen during our lifetimes, our kids' lifetimes. We're full of bad stuff. But as long as there's a person showing up with compassion and love and grace and being there for people, we're not lost. There's still hope. So look for the helper. Look for the Delenn. Be the helper. Be Delenn.
Well said, my friend. Thank you. Jeff, I'm going to confess I have a whole thing written over here about what I really want to say right now.
I'll bet.
My fear is if I were to say that on the backside of what you just said, we would lose everything that you just said. So I don't want to do that right now.
That's fair.
Because I think what you just said is so important. And I hope when we pull our promo clips and we put them out on social media, what you just said is a clip, because like what Delenn did, what you just said needs to be heard by everybody, because it's not about me. It's about we.
That's everything. Everything.
The only other thing I will say is specifically what JMS said was the message of this episode.
Yep.
The whole point of this episode is not political. I'm not going to get into that. This episode says that if you make a disease political on either side, you're gonna die. You have to set aside all that crap and just deal with the problem. The only side that this episode took was advocating for compassion for those who were afflicted. What you just said about the limb. That's the only thing this episode is saying, is acting with compassion, not pointing a finger, not blaming, getting on the side of solving the disease. And for those who are, we're going to have some compassion, regardless if they brought it on themselves or not.
Right.
But whatever.
Well, Brent, we're going to bring a thing onto ourselves on this one. You, my friend, get to rank this one.
Me?
Yeah, you. I'm so grateful for this. And, you know, we had a thing going through our entire first watch and the first bit of our second watch where we just run through the top 5 and then we'd rank these wherever. And then you started getting all fancy pants and being like, oh, I understand. I know this. I'm going to grab the little range from which Jeff might rank this thing. And I played along. I'm not going to play along this time because I have no idea where you're going to put this thing. We have 17 episodes on the list right now, and I could make an argument for all 18 slots that will exist for this episode. I know where I would likely put it, but I'm very curious where you would, and it's your job. Brent, where are you placing Confessions and Lamentations?
Okay. You know, sometimes an episode is so good, it doesn't matter if there's a message to it or not. It's just a great hour of TV. You want to come back to it again and again. Makes you feel something, does all the stuff, right? Sometimes an episode has such a poignant message that it doesn't matter that the rest of the episode is crap, because the episode just could be bad. But the message is so good that it elevates the episode and it makes it an important episode. This episode was expertly written, precision crafted, technically. Honestly, you know the worst bit about the acting in this entire episode?
The little kid.
Was Keffer.
Oh, Keffer.
No, it was Keffer.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Out in a thing going, what? What? You said life forms. What about life science? Like, that was the worst part. Everybody else, Bruce, Mira, Jim Norton, Richard Biggs, Garibaldi, Michael Doyle, like, they were top of their game in this episode. The pacing of the episode, the story arc, giving you something to latch onto as an audience member, making you care, making you feel something. Done to perfection, Jeff. And what this episode is trying to say, honestly, had we not just gone through what we went as a global pandemic just 5 years ago as we record this, this would not be nearly as poignant. But because we are watching this in the time that we are, it is. The message of this episode is super important. And it's one we would do well not to forget. And unfortunately, I would say, you know, by the time the next generation comes up, they will not have experienced what we experienced. And so they will forget and they'll have to learn it again, much like we did coming off the Spanish flu, right? Unfortunately, I don't think that's the case. This is an episode that is well done and the message is super important. It will not top Shadow of Zahadum. It will not top Coming of Shadows. It will not top Geometry of Shadows, but it will top And Now for a Word.
Wow.
And become our new number 4. Because it's just that good of an episode and it means so much.
I said, wow.
And I would never, ever, 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 ever want to watch this episode again.
You know what? We said that before and here we are. And
yeah,
I have an argument on that. I was going to say, I said earlier, I know where I would put it.
Yeah.
And it was number 4.
Yeah.
As well. This is the where it begins. On our first time watch, this ended as number 8 on the season.
Simply because other episodes pushed it down,
Yep.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But I agree. We said we would never watch this again. I still don't want to ever watch it again. I didn't then. Also, if I hadn't watched it again, I wouldn't have the different perspective on it that I have now.
Yeah.
I would have left with just like, F us. Like, we suck and are horrible and nothing is ever going to change. So, I mean, maybe there's some value in watching it again, but not a third time. We're done. We're so done.
At least I'm done. At least we're done watching it and then discussing it in podcast form.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're so done that we're going to wrap it up. And that's it for Confessions and Lamentations. Next week, Brent, we are watching Divided Loyalties. Do you remember your prediction for this one?
I do. I said this one has to get back to the Narn Centauri War. It's a Londo episode because I think I'm predicting every episode is a Londo episode. Yeah. Is Londo going to be loyal to the Centauri and the war, or is he going to be loyal to doing what is right?
Oh, okay.
That's what I said.
I thought this was going to build off of the Night Watch stuff and Psychor encouraging Talia to join the Night Watch. And ultimately, she'll have to decide if she's Psy-Corps or not. And from that, you started pulling out like all the theories. And you were like, what if they ended up assigning Bester to Babylon 5 because of this? And oh, what if through this, they bring back Lita Alexander?
Does Lita come back in this episode?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. You kind of.
Are you serious?
You kind of knocked this one out of the park off of mine in a beautiful, beautiful way. It was great.
It's so good.
I'm excited.
This picture right here. Get this screen grab.
Right. That's the one. That's the one. Mark. We're going to watch that one next time.
Is this Talia's final episode?
It is.
This is where we get evil Talia.
Yep. This is
Thank God. And
you know what's why? We'll talk about it next week. But I was like, I feel like we've seen Talia 4 times, which is part of why she decided she wanted to move on to other pastures. Let's talk about that more next week, right here, same place as we are watching this or listening to this now. So make sure you're subscribed so that you get notifications of all the new stuff that's coming out. Like us, rate us, review us, do all of those cool things. In fact, reviews and things like that are coming through now are going to eventually be shared in a pretty cool way, I think. So stay tuned for that and make sure you get those reviews in. One thing you can do, for sure, we ask this at the end of every podcast or every episode and really appreciate it when it happens, but please share this show with somebody. It means the absolute world to us. So until next time, I'm going to...
Hey, Jeff.
Oh, God, man. Nothing changes.
Jeff.
Brent.
I have a question.
Okay.
I don't actually know what's going on over at your house. Do you are you got something going on where you have to go?
No, I got time.
I want you to stick around.
Okay.
We're going to talk. Do you need to excuse yourself to the restroom or anything for a moment?
I'm good.
Okay, cool. There was a comment on our Discord page the other day. I honestly was trying to find a way to work it into the show, but the flow of the show did not let me bring it in.
Okay.
So I want to bring it in here.
Yeah.
And this is a good place. Well, by the way, we mentioned Club 65 earlier. Welcome to Club 65. If you've never made it here, this is Club 65. You found it. Now you can know for sure what Club 65 is. It's our after show. This is the part that gets cut out of the main podcast. This is the after show. This is the other discussion. So the B5 model is still, Andrew, it's going to stay wrong. I can't control what that thing looks like. I pulled that from somewhere else. If you would like to recreate that background in that B5 model, then go for it. I pulled that from somewhere else. I have no control over that. So it'll be there. Okay. This is from Idea to Go. I don't know who Idea to Go is on our Discord page.
I think it's Paul. But I could be wrong.
Is it Paul? Might be. Okay. Here's what Paul said. Because I asked what episodes people were looking forward to us covering again on the second watch, and some people didn't. Some people sent in different ones, but he said Confessions and Lamentations. He or she, we'll assume it's Paul. He said there are many exciting Bang episodes where prior plot threads all come together and we revel in the acting and the action. But Confessions and Lamentations is more of a standalone episode. It is. And I imagine there's a lot to talk about in terms of messages, which is our specialty. I want to ask you, we didn't actually talk about these things he spoke on. So I want us to talk about them just briefly here. Okay. What it says about the characters, how they react, specifically this. What are the lasting effects on Delenn and Franklin? And we didn't really talk at all about Sheridan's revelations of his feelings for Delenn when faced with the possibility of losing her.
Right. Yeah.
I want us to talk about those things just for a moment.
Yeah.
Let's think about them. What are the lasting effects of this moment right here? What are the ripple effects? Like, how does this experience for Delenn, Sheridan, Garibaldi, Ivanova, maybe not so much Ivanova. She just seems to be sort of straight shooter maybe shoot. But in Dr. Franklin, how does this impact where their character arcs go, even in unspoken ways?
Yeah, I think for Franklin's the easy one, I think, on this, because this just like takes his stim issue and just puts it into hyperdrive.
Yeah.
I don't really think about the other ones though. Yeah, because I think about Delenn and I ask myself, if this never happened, would we still get the Delenn that stands in the light?
Back up. I'm sorry. Back up before you get onto Delenn. Dr. Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why does he continue to use stims?
Well, because he's the only one with the answers. He can't stop.
Right. Because he's the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens if he stops?
The people will die.
What happens if he goes too slow?
People will die.
And he has firsthand evidence that if he goes too slow, if he doesn't figure it out in time, and it literally an entire race could be wiped out of the galaxy.
Yeah.
So yes, it sends the stim thing into overdrive, but why? Because he literally, like, he has visceral evidence that if he doesn't do what he has to do,
catastrophic
failure. And when we get to Walkabout and he has to come to terms, it's not just him overcoming an addiction. It's him overcoming this, I don't want to say God complex. I don't think this is coming in a superior way.
Okay.
This isn't him. Look how important I am. It's not that, which it was during Believers.
Mm-hmm.
I think that has changed from look how awesome I am and I'm just the best thing ever to no, like legit, like I have some skills and I can do some stuff. And if I don't, because I didn't, an entire race died. So how much of this has gone from Frankly Franklin? That's a t-shirt, Frankly Franklin.
There you go. Yeah. It's another one.
But how much of this goes, no, you know what? It's not a t-shirt. It's the name of the song on Rush's album on Babylon 5. We're going to do a concept album. And that's one of those songs. But it's gone from his, I'm so much better to guilt.
Mm-hmm.
That this is it fair to say the word trauma in this moment?
Yeah.
Like this, that's not the right word. It's really not. I mean, yes, we could classify it as that, but I know that's not the right word, but I'm failing to come up with another word.
I think guilt is the perfect word.
Yeah.
He's yelling at the doctors. I need 10 minutes. You have 5. Right.
Yeah.
And there's those moments where the doctors are looking at him like, bro, are you serious? You want us to what? He has to be playing those moments in his mind. Like, if I had yelled louder, if I had pushed harder, if I had better people on my team who whatever, we would have gotten there fast enough.
Yeah. All right. Now, Delenn. Let's do Delenn.
Yeah, Delenn. Part of me wants to say this. Not a huge lasting impact for her.
I disagree.
Well, let me just, this is what I'm saying. Part of me wants to say this. So let me go finish up.
Okay.
This is a Tuesday for Delenn. Oh, you need me to surf and be in a really cool. How do I show up and where do I go do that?
I'll tell you what I think changed for Delenn in this episode.
Okay.
To this point in her life, everything that Delenn has done has been for the Minbari and the Minbari Society.
Oh.
This episode opened her up because she's done this whole chrysalis thing. We're going to do this so that we can get the humans involved in this. What she experienced here with the Markabs broadened her from just thinking about Minbari society and, oh yeah, these humans that also have the soul of Aelin or whatever, to actually, I have a galactic responsibility. The calling of my heart, that this thing does not just extend to me and my own kind. It actually extends to the galactic citizenry. I'm here not just to serve my people. I'm here to serve everyone, regardless of whether or not they have crackly heads and no noses or they have head bones bigger than mine.
Similarity has nothing to do with it.
Oh my gosh, Rob.
Such a great line. Yeah, that's a good observation.
How about Sheridan? Finally comes to terms with revealing his own, not just revealing his feelings. I think Sheridan realized his actual feelings.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of love this woman. And I don't want to see her go.
The idea, just the idea of her possibly going in and getting lost, he had a visceral response to.
And yet he holds out hope beyond hope. When I see you again, call me John. But this, we talk about the slow play between Sheridan and Delenn. And even Delenn on her side, like she caresses his face and has the really slow fingers coming off his chin thing before she goes.
Mm-hmm. I have to think that meal had a lot to play with that as well, just because like in a way where she's just like, I mean, he's not loving this, but he's being respectful. And he's like, it was a real, like, and unfortunately also said to her, oh, I can have him do all of my rituals moving forward.
There it is right there. Honestly, it might even just be she thought this was so funny. She's just going to keep putting him through it.
I want that to be the story from here on out. She doesn't care about the ritual. She's just like, how much can I mess with him? She doesn't actually care if
he does it or not. She's just effing with the dude.
Right? Yeah.
That's all it is. And in a really sick way, she knows Lanier's got the hots for her, so she's gonna like just flaunt this in front of him. And thinking specifically of the woohoo scene.
Yeah.
He's gonna stick him right there.
I need people
that's
here.
dirty.
Yeah,
you know what that is? You know what that's on the level of King Baratheon, Robert Baratheon from Game of Thrones, where he is married to the sister of the chief of his personal guard, and he is out sleeping with hookers and whores all the time, and he makes the chief of his guard stand right outside the door and listen while he's cheating on dude's sister. Like, it's that level of sickery, which is just gross. Nia asked us to do Lanier as well coming out of here, and I think Lanier is a great one to explore a little bit. What do you think about Lanier and the growth of his arc with where he goes post this episode?
This was the first time killing Sheridan crossed his mind.
You're not wrong.
He's sitting there at that table and he's sensing a little bit of the back and forth going on. He's just like, I'm going to kill this guy someday.
Not only is he moving in on my girl, he is doing the stuff to make me.
Yep.
Yeah. This is the start. Is this the start of Lanier's personal beef with Sheridan?
Yeah, I think so. A couple episodes ago, he decided he was in love with Delenn, and now he's seeing Delenn start to move the Sheridan way.
But is this specifically directed towards Sheridan, or is this directed towards humans in general?
I don't know. And
is this located directly to Sheridan, or is this a racism issue?
I think this is directed to Sheridan.
I think it actually might be bigger than just Sheridan. Like, I think it's directed at Sheridan, but to Lanier in his internal dialogue, it's all the stupid humans. Why is Delenn doing it? Like, I don't know that Lanier ever fully understands why Delenn is doing this. I don't know that Lanier ever fully understands Delenn.
Yeah, I don't think it's a human racism thing. I think it's a racism thing. You talked about
the Minbari superiority thing.
Yeah, you talked about Delenn understanding it's a galactic thing. I think when Delenn and Lanier walked past human guards into Markab to risk their lives, and then humans walked in afterwards to tell him all the stuff that happened, he was just like, screw all these people, man. Like, I put myself at risk. They're this. Yeah, I think this just really moved him into that Minbari superiority bent.
Well, and that's an interesting juxtaposition, because now you have, because let's say Lanier even takes we have this galactic responsibility to go do this, and only Minbari can do it. So now it's what we would title the White Knight syndrome versus Delenn. Now they're doing the same thing, but the reasons for what they're doing are very different, because I think Delenn's is very honest.
Isn't that weird how the reasons you do things matter? A conversation we were having the other week. Yeah. What about Garibaldi? Do you think it's had an impact on Garibaldi at all?
There's that moment where Garibaldi rescues the Markab. And he has that moment where he's like, am I going to help this guy up or not? Am I going to be concerned about me, or am I going to show compassion? And again, I go back to JMS's own words about this. This episode is about advocating for compassion for those afflicted. And I think it certainly impacted Garibaldi. How could it not? Because he had that moment. I'm trying to think right now, and I'm failing, Jeff, of what comes up in Garibaldi's future story. Council Chambers, help us out. What comes up in Garibaldi's future story that could echo back to a moment where he is, maybe Night Watch type stuff or something. I don't know. Anything to do with Psychor, something where he's looking at people who are afflicted and like where there's that moment of revulsion, but also now I'm going to have to come over that and make this happen.
Yeah. I'm struggling to think of it.
I like, is there anything in the Earth Civil War conflict that comes up?
There's a lot of his opportunities for that was when he was being brain tweaked by Bester.
Yeah.
And didn't show up in great ways. But
yeah. But remember the whole thing about the brain tweak by Bester, right? All that stuff that Garibaldi was feeling towards Sheridan during that season 4 run, because that was season 4, it wasn't season 5, right?
Yeah,
it was season 4. That was all actually internal to Garibaldi. Bester just did the thing where like he brought it out and whatever, maybe a lot of what Garibaldi, it's probably too much. I was gonna say maybe a lot of what Garibaldi experienced here actually like gave him the governor.
Oh,
on these experiences, and Bester took that governor away, and that's what. But I don't think that's the case.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what this would have done. I think this. I mean, maybe just in how when Centauri are being targeted on the station by the Narn.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, I mean, isn't there an episode where something happens and Garibaldi sitting there and some people are making fun of somebody and Garibaldi like goes apeshit on them? Isn't that an episode?
Maybe.
And they're making fun of the Mars people. Remember? They're making fun of the Mars
Mm,
people and Garibaldi's like, right? I don't know if that actually has anything to do with it. So yeah, maybe Garibaldi doesn't change a whole lot, but I mean, I don't know how much opportunity post Garibaldi really had to change.
I think Garibaldi changed someone a lot. I said earlier, you do those acts of kindness, those cool things where no one sees them.
Yeah.
Extending his arm to that Markab and helping him up. Yeah. No one saw that happen. That dude went back to his family and was like, oh my gosh, I met the coolest guy. Those humans aren't so bad or whatever. And then he died 20 minutes later. But he made a difference in that guy's life by doing that.
Even if it was just for 20 minutes. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I feel like Ivanova was mostly CNC.
Yeah.
Just kind of doing her own thing.
She's running business, just keeping operations going.
Jeff, I don't know if you can take the conversation we just had and somehow edit it back into the main episode.
Probably, yeah.
Because that's the conversation we should have I was really trying.
I know.
And frankly, I got to be honest. Can I be real honest about this? This episode makes me stew. That's another thing. This episode pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Listen, I know different people have different reactions to the COVID stuff and the masking and the whatever. I legitimately get pissed off, and I will. If you're a person who's all anti-vaxxing and anti-masking and anti-doing the stuff that we're supposed to do, it pisses me off. All right. And I get pissed off at you. I do. Just being fully honest. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm laying it all out here. I'm still not going to read my note over here. All right. But I do. And this episode brings all of those feelings to the surface for me.
Yeah.
Because, and here's the thing, because I saw Jeff, that I will never get out of my head. Never get out of my head. I'm in a hospital. The vaccine has been out for months. I'll never get out of my head. Multiple people in the hospital for COVID who refuse to take the vaccine. Okay. Crying, asking for the vaccine now. And watching physicians that I know and love have to look at them with a broken heart and go, it's too late for that.
The ship has sailed.
Not, I mean, at least for this particular course.
Yeah.
I will never get that out of my head. And having the doctors have reactions like what Dr. Franklin had of just because they believed a political person who caved and wanted the votes. And wanted the base because people wanted to, I don't want to. And he needed a scapegoat. And so the scapegoat he chose was the person who he would been hailing for months.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, we can use that person. Hey, by the way, that person's name was Dr. Fauci. Yeah. This episode makes me angry.
Mm-hmm.
And frankly, for me, and I don't know about you, Jeff, trying to make me talk about this episode immediately while watching it and immediately after, that's the space I live in. And so the conversation we just had just a few moments ago, that's the conversation I would really want to have coming out of this episode.
Yeah.
You know, so when I can.
Right. Well, there's the reaction to the video itself, to the what you just described, and that's real and it's valid and it's important. And this show was meant for us to feel things. That's, you know, that was the point. And so it's important. Then there's also hey, this is a TV show. Let's talk about the TV show stuff. And I think there are people here for both of those, you know, with our, and so, yeah, I mean, I'll have to find a way to kind of put it. I might even just do it like a little fade. That's like, yeah, this is totally from somewhere else, but it's important for everybody to see. So,
yeah. So, all right.
Hey, you wanted totally shifting gears.
Yeah.
You had a thing you wanted to share with people. Some artwork.
I completely forgot about that.
Yep.
Guys, hey, so you guys know how I do these different graphics for every episode? Right. Well, in researching for this one, I came across a really cool person. Her name is Jen. I'm going to drop the link right here in our.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to drop this link here. Jeff, I'm going to ask you, because you're going to be better at this than I am. I'm going to text you this.
Yeah.
Please make sure that this goes in our show notes.
Yeah.
for both podcasting and
YouTubing.
YouTubing, because I want this to be out there. And Patreon, please. Because you do the upload for Patreon too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But I want to put this out there. This is a person who has doing her own watch of Babylon 5, but she's also an artist, right? She's also an artist, and she makes art. I feel like if what I'm seeing is correct, she does it for every episode. Here's the art she came up with for this particular episode, Jeff.
Yeah, you can feel that,
right? Isn't that something? I want to just all the kudos to this person. You know, there's a great one I saw that she did for knives and a bunch of others, just as I'm kind of cruising around, like her little, it's a Tumblr site is what it is. She's got one of Jakar walking through. There's just, you remember the episode with where they were doing the eating thing and they were Franklin put them all on a diet.
Yeah,
like there's another one that's from that. It's just some really cool bits of art. There's one of Emperor Turan and just so many cool things. So I just want to shout her out and share her work because I'm a fan of artistry. You know, I'm a fan of good art and not AI generated stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
she's got some really good comments too. I'm reading on her page right now. She's like, talks about the episode and she's like, here are things I like. Here are things I liked less. And I'm just going to read one of them that I think is great. That asshat barkeep at the end who makes a joke about genocide and spreads conspiracy theories about the Vorlons and how right, accurate, applicable Franklin's final line to the episode is, "We never learn. Never learn."
Yeah.
She seems like a very cool person and her artwork is gorgeous.
Yeah. I like it. Franklin's surgical outfit looks like his grandma made it with a crochet hook. And yeah, not wrong. Not wrong. So anyway, Jeff, all right, that's what I got.
That's good.
That's what I got for us. You know, sometimes Club 65 goes really in depth.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time it doesn't.
I feel like in the last year, we've been like, and we're done.
Well, it's because usually we have, here's the thing. When kids are younger, they go to bed and they stay in bed.
Exactly.
As they get older, they don't, or they go to bed later.
Yeah. Or they have stuff also
where things worked for us 5 years ago, they don't necessarily work so well.
Exactly. Right now. And I think the other piece too, if you're watching this on YouTube, that's super cool. I think most of our Club 65 stuff now happens before the record.
It does.
Which you get on the
64. Yeah. We're going to call that Club 64.
And you get that on the Patreon feed that comes up. So
yeah, that's really a lot of it, because by the time we get to this, we've hit 2 hours.
Exactly.
And change.
Yeah.
The episode itself might have actually only been an hour and a half, 90 minutes, but we spend so much time just talking because you know what? We like hanging out with y'all.
We do. It's great.
We really do. You guys are great. So I Jeff, I say it all the time. One of my favorite things that we do is the hang out with our council chambers every month.
Yeah.
I absolutely love getting together with those folks, absolutely love doing it. So, but speaking of which, we are going to jump out of here now. So, if you made it all this way through, congratulations, you found Club 65. Remember, the first rule of Club 65 is we don't talk about Club 65 outside of Club 65. Right, Jeff?
I don't know anything about that.
Drop 65 down in the comments below. Let us know that you were here. You guys are awesome. Thank you to our Patreon folks. Thank you to our Council Chamber folks who have joined us and contributed so much to our conversation. You guys are amazing. And we will talk to you guys next time for Divided Loyalties.
Divided Loyalties. Evil Talia.
There you go. Evil Talia. The best Talia.
The best of the Talias.
Best Talia. All right. We'll talk to you guys later.